Southeast Asia, you're welcome to join me this afternoon. We'll be talking about the student diplomat program that will be launching sometime in June. That will be our first batch, and we'll be going to Cambodia at the end of June. So, all right, so I will give you some explanation from our booklet for the next 1 hour, and you can ask any questions you want if you'd like to. And before we start, let me introduce myself. I'm Muhammad Reza. I'm with Seasia Academy, and I'm the program director of Seasia Academy, and we are having a lot of interesting programs from student diplomat and the viewpoint panel discussion and a lot more in the near foreseeable future. So, all right, now if you are curious about the student diplomat program, this program is empowering tomorrow's leaders in diplomacy and global citizenship. And student diplomat is a program that is designed to empower Indonesian high school students, and most probably we will be allowing university students to join this program with a deeper understanding of global and regional diplomacy in Southeast Asia and its today's real-world significance. This unique initiative invites students to travel to ASEAN countries, and you can actively engage in diplomatic activities during this program. And by representing Indonesia internationally or regionally, students will build important cross-cultural relationships and promote the values of diplomacy. And through hands-on experiences and meaningful interactions, student diplomats not only enhance students' knowledge but also fosters the development of tomorrow's global citizens. All right, let's talk about why you should join this student diplomat program. So, apart from fostering a deep appreciation for Indonesian diplomacy overseas, through hands-on experiences and interactions with diplomatic institutions, students will gain insight into Indonesia's diplomatic history, principles, and practices. And it is also to facilitate interactions with international counterparts. Students will engage in cultural exchange, collaborative projects, and discussions with peers from diverse backgrounds, fostering mutual understandings and respect. And of course, throughout the program, we'll find out the shared values between Indonesian and people from other countries. And this program is also to cultivate an interest in global peace and understanding by explaining and exploring pressing global issues and their diplomatic implications. Students will develop a sense of responsibility towards promoting peace, justice, and sustainable development. And last but not least, the student diplomat program will offer opportunities for international travel and cultural exchange. So there will be an immersion program in a different cultural environment that will broaden students' perspectives and enhance their cross-cultural communication skills and foster empathy and tolerance. And now let's see if any of you have any questions so far. If not, then I can jump to the next point, which is the program components of this student diplomat program. So the first component is the international visit. Students will visit one Southeast Asian country, and it's chosen for its cultural richness and geopolitical relevance. So the first batch will be going to Cambodia with a theme of sustainable tourism, because we understand that Cambodia, of course, who wouldn't want to go to Cambodia? It's one of the most beautiful countries in Southeast Asia. And all right, okay, yeah. This is all right. So we have this question here. This is the program brought to you by the Seasia Academy, a group of Seasia and a member of Good News from Indonesia. And we have thousands and millions of followers across social media platforms. So of course, like by getting the invitation letters or the acceptance letters for us, we hope it is sufficient enough for you to sort of submit to your schools or universities, to your teachers, that you have been accepted to join and participate in this program. So but of course, like, we will be very happy to help you out with giving or issuing another letter for you to submit to your school that you've been accepted to join in this program. And the component number 2 is to visit Indonesian foreign mission in those countries. So we are in the process of arranging all right, yeah. So we are in the process of arranging a lot of ground programs and events in Cambodia. And you will meet with a lot of people from different backgrounds. And in this case, we are in the process of, again, arranging and communicating with the staff of Indonesian Foreign Mission in Phnom Penh, the capital city of Cambodia. And we are also be visiting the Ministry of Tourism of Cambodia to hear more from them about what their programs are, what their projects are in the past years, especially after the pandemic, to boost the Cambodian tourism, not only regionally but also globally. All right, as for the, again, before moving on to the next component, the Student Diplomat program is a self-funded program that you can apply directly. Take note of this website. You can go to studentdiplomat.seasia.co and then you can fill in the registration form, and then we'll get in touch with you. And you can also download the brochure of this program, and you will get to know more about this program as well. And everything that I will be explaining during this 1 hour overview session, everything is there, so you can read it at home. You can show it to your parents, you can show it to your teachers and lecturers, and share with your friends, definitely. All right, next component is there will be like pre-departure briefing on diplomacy. So how the Indonesian diplomacy programs is about, and how the foreign policy of Indonesia is about. So you will learn more about that before you are going for the trip at the end of June. So you will have the sort of pre-departure knowledge about Indonesian diplomacy, Indonesian foreign policy, and a lot more about, for example, the specific topic that we'll be talking about during the program is the sustainable tourism programs in Indonesia. So you have more ideas of what you're going to talk about with the counterparts in Cambodia. And the last component will be attending university programs. So students, diplomat participants will engage in academic discussions with local universities, local schools in Cambodia, and attend lectures whenever possible, and interact with faculty and students to deepen their understanding of global affairs. So in this case, probably the bilateral partnerships between Cambodia and Indonesia, and you can talk about and discuss the specific issues underlining the sustainable tourism partnership between Indonesia and Cambodia. what have the two countries done in terms of tourism partnership in the past years, or especially this post-pandemic period when tourism and travel industries have rebounds, so how we are actually reshaping or redesigning the tourism and travel industry in the future. And the outcomes that we are expecting out of the student diplomat program is the first one is a hands-on diplomatic experience. So you will get a lot of experiences throughout the programs. So it will be a 10-day program, from the pre-departure briefing, the preparation before you depart until you arrive back in Jakarta. Students will gain practical experience in government to government and people to people diplomacy. So how, a citizen like us, a student like all of you who are viewing this session right now, can play an important role in sort of, Indonesian diplomacy overseas, and how you can actually serve, quote unquote, the student diplomat tasks and assignments, whenever you are traveling to other countries. So it is like to have some kind of pride in yourself that when you're going to other countries, you're not just traveling to other countries and take photos and buy this stuff, buy that handicrafts and this and that, and see this place and go to that place and visit this museum. But in a deeper understanding on the next level, that you'll be able to sort of, introduce and promote Indonesia to the other countries, to the people that you'll be meeting in Cambodia in this case. So even though we are close, we are neighbors, Indonesia and Cambodia, but not all Cambodians know much about Indonesia, how big Indonesia is, or for example that Indonesia has 3 time zones, the Western Indonesian time, the Central Indonesian time, and the Eastern Indonesian time. So that's how big Indonesia is. And people, even in Southeast Asia, they do not know that Indonesia is that big, that vast, and it has 3 time zones, So of course, it's an idea for you to sort of explore and introduce to the people in Cambodia that you will meet. And you will be able to introduce, for example, Indonesia is actually the largest country in Southeast Asia in terms of population size, with 275 million population in total from the west to the east. And not only that, it's also the 4th largest country in the world, after India, China, United States, and Indonesia, in terms of population size. And of course, the second outcome that we are expecting that you will get out of this program is cross-cultural awareness. And this is, we can get this through the immersion in a different cultural context that will enhance your cultural sensitivity, adaptability, and ability to navigate diverse cultural landscapes. So in this case, you will learn and you will see that there are actually a lot of similarities between Indonesian cultures and Cambodian cultures, Indonesian histories and Cambodian histories. And we'll be going to the capital city of Phnom Penh for a few days, and then we'll be moving to the beautiful city of Siem Reap, where you will find one of the largest temples in the world, Angkor Wat. So you'll be going to Siem Reap at the end of the program for a couple days, and then there you will have 1-day trip exploring the temple and to see how it was built, the history of that, and then the similarities with some of the temples in Indonesia. and you will be able to draw the lines and personal conclusion and perspectives that, oh, apparently we have some similarities between in our cultures, in our histories. And the fact that the temple itself has some unique and similar architectural design with some of the temples in Indonesia, for example, Prambanan Temple or Borobudur Temple, or some other temples that we can find in Indonesia. Because historically speaking, there are people from Cambodia who are historically speaking in the past, they were migrating down south to Indonesia, and they're of course bringing the cultures and tradition and values along the way when they were migrating south. And the next outcome will be global citizenship and leadership development. So throughout this program, you'll be able to get a program that will cultivate leadership qualities and ethical decision making, and a sense of responsibility towards addressing global issues and promoting positive change. So in this case, you'll be able to build interactive dialogues with the peers, with the counterparts that you will be meeting in Cambodia, and then you will be able to exchange ideas. You will be able to transfer knowledge and stuff like that, and then think about group solution of common problems between the Indonesian people and the Cambodian people, and then there you'll be able to sustain the program beyond the student diplomat program. So you'll be able to kind of talk about follow-on projects and programs during the program in Cambodia. So you'll be able to discuss with people that you'll be meeting in Cambodia, say, oh, let's build this project together. It will happen, after you're returning back home to Indonesia, and then you're still in touch with them, and then you're thinking about, how to making that projects into reality, and how to make that happen. So it's going to be a really interesting program, and 10 days will be long enough for you to meet a lot of people, and so you'll be able to network and then get to know people from different backgrounds and different places. All right, and the last outcome that we are expecting for the student participants to get is the networking and the future career development. So as I mentioned, students will expand their professional networks. They will gain insights into career pathways in diplomacy and international relations, and develop skills that are highly valued in today's globalized world. So, long time ago when I was first joining, I think that was 22 years ago or 23 years ago when I first joined an exchange program to Japan. And it didn't stop there, I met people, I got to know a lot of people from different backgrounds, and it eventually opened up the doors for me to build my pathways to the regional and international stage. And that's how I network and get to know people. And in my first job, I think I got it when I met a professor who was actually the chairperson of UNESCO office Bangkok. And I was wondering if I could get a job at the UNESCO office in Bangkok at the time, and that was probably 15 years ago or something. And then I joined the selection program and process and things like that, and then I got the job, and I was working in Bangkok for that for a while. And that's how you open up your doors to international relations, international affairs, if you are really into building and networking international network for yourself in the future. All right, do we have any questions so far before I move on to the next point that I need to Where am I from? I'm from Indonesia. We are based in Jakarta, so I'm with Seasia Academy in Jakarta, Indonesia, and I'll be leading this student diplomat program with a theme of dynamic and energetic young people. So of course, like it's really interesting to work with people of or from different generation. You will get new ideas, fresh ideas, and that you will learn more actually from these young people. All right, so what are the benefits for these students? All right, so there are some benefits that you can get when you're joining the student diplomat program. The first is comprehension. So students will emerge with a comprehensive understanding of diplomacy, international relations, and global dynamics. So you'll be able to learn and then open up your horizon to see things differently. Like, apparently there are some similarities and some differences between Indonesia and Cambodia. And then, but trust me, when you're joining this program, you will be shocked, and like in a good way, that there are actually a lot of similarities and differences between Indonesian people and Cambodian people. So from the skin color, from probably the way we dress, from the cultures, from the views, from probably the food we eat, and from the traditions and histories. There are so many similarities, and these are actually the things that we would like to highlight, the shared values, the common grounds that we would like to bring home, and then you can tell that stories to your friends, your family, to your friends at school, or universities, that I've learned this and that during this program, and it was really eye-opening experience for me. And trust me, it's going to be a life-changing for all of you who are joining this program. Just like the first exchange program that I joined in Japan about 3 years ago, that it actually changed the way I viewed this world, So, and the second benefit is to enhance your skills. So students will develop a range of practical skills, including communication, leadership, cultural competence, and critical thinking, that are essential for success in the 21st century global landscape. So when you see things differently from your sort of day-to-day activities, your daily lives back home here in Indonesia, then you will see something different in Cambodia. Then you will develop some sort of critical thinking. Why it is the way it is in Cambodia and why it is the way it is in Indonesia, but you will draw the lines that there are actually some similarities why people are doing this in Indonesia and why people are doing this in Cambodia, And the last benefit is the long-term impact, and this is what I was talking about. Graduates of the student diplomats or the alumni program will be equipped with a skill set that you'll be able to contribute positively to your communities, navigate complex global challenges, and advocate for peace, justice, and sustainable development on a global scale. So, like with the current global or geopolitical situation that's been happening in the past few weeks and months, we'll see that, or we can draw the line that, actually one country is influencing other countries, or, what's happening in Indonesia can impact what's happening, or, what will be happening in the neighboring countries, or vice versa. So this is how, you are actually encouraged to join this program, because not only that, you will learn about public diplomacy itself, or about the international affairs or international relations about of Indonesia, but you'll be able to some kind of build your own critical thinking throughout this program, that will help you view the world differently in the future. All right, and next, benefit for the schools or the universities that you are representing. So when you are a student of a university or high school student, it will help the schools or universities that you are representing to enhance their reputation. The schools participating in the program will be recognized for their commitment to offering students enriching educational and experiences that go beyond the classroom. So all of these programs and events and activities that you will be getting into, that you'll be joining throughout the program, will give you experiences that you will never ever get from your classrooms, be it from your high school or from the university. So definitely you will get all of these out of the box experiences and activities that you can choose from, that you can join, and then you can tell these stories from for a very long time. And the second benefit for the school is the opportunities for the students' growth. By recommending students for the program, schools and universities contribute to the personal and academic development of their students, preparing them for success in a global world. So, again, as I said, if you're interested in knowing more about international relations, about public diplomacy and public affairs, then this is one of the programs that you are looking for, because not only that you will get the theoretical knowledge, but you will get the practical experiences on the ground. And last but not least is the networking and collaboration. So schools will have the chance to collaborate with Seasia Academy and other educational institutions, fostering partnerships that may lead to future collaborative initiatives and educational exchanges. So, probably you'll be joining the first batch, and then your classmates, your schoolmate can join the next batch, because we are planning not only for Cambodia in June, but we'll be planning a lot more sometime this year. So there are at least 10 other Southeast Asian countries apart from Indonesia that will be planning to visit. So you can choose from either Cambodia, Vietnam, Laos, the Philippines, Thailand, Brunei, Myanmar, Malaysia, and they all have a lot of interesting on-ground tradition, values, and things that you never got it from the internet, or you will never get it from the book or from the classrooms, as I say. So when you are joining this program, you'll be able to see firsthand, you will meet the people in those countries, and you'll be able to interact with them, and you'll be able to build network with them. You can make friends with them and build joint projects with them in the future. All right, so again, the Student Diplomat program is brought to you by Seasia Academy, a part of Seasia News, a member of Good News from Indonesia. And if you'd like to know more about this program, you can just go to studentdiplomat.seasia.co. That's our official website, and then you can download our brochure, and you will get to know everything that I've explained. And you can, if you're interested, you can right away you can just fill in the form to register, and then our team will get in touch with you. And it's not going to be very difficult to join this program, as long as you have good knowledge of English language ability. So you'll be able to communicate and converse in English with the peers and people that you'll be meeting in Cambodia, and then will help you equip yourself, enrich yourself with the knowledge of the topic, which is tourism in both countries, Indonesia and Cambodia. We'll provide you with a lot of materials online from our from our sites, from our platforms, or if you're contacting us, if you are inquiring any materials on sustainable tourism in Indonesia and Cambodia, we'll be very happy to provide you with those information and materials. So again, if you're interested to join in this student diplomat program, you can just go to studentdiplomat.seasia SEASIA.co, and then you can register on our website right away, and we'll be in touch with you. All right, and before I move on to the daily program schedule of this program in Cambodia in June. So again, the deadline will be May the 21st, 1 month before the departure. So you will only need English and passport that is good for 6 months, that is valid for 6 months minimum. So if your passport has expired, you can renew your passport right now, and then you can submit your passport to us, and then you'll be able to join this program. So, and because for Indonesian passport holders, we do not need any visa to go to Cambodia, so it is easier for us to go there. So again, your English language, you can start, or you can, you might already have prepared yourself by, for example, watching some videos on YouTube or on our Instagram. There are so many materials that you can learn from, that you can use to learn more about Indonesia, to learn more about Cambodia, to learn more about tourism and sustainable tourism itself. And you are a student, registered student at a high school in Indonesia or at a university in Indonesia, and you'll be able to register on our website. All right, so now I will share with you the 10-day program schedule. So, but before that, I will see if we have some questions from any of you here. Hold on a second. Right, so not yet. All right, but feel free, if you have any questions, just type in on the comment box, and then press send, and then I will answer your question right away. All right, okay, now let's talk about the daily program schedule of this student diplomat program. All right, the program will start on Friday, June the 21st, 2024. So in 2 more months, we'll depart. But on the first day, on Friday, we'll have the technical and pre-departure briefing by our team, by Seasia Academy in Jakarta, in our office here in Jakarta. So you'll be invited once you are when you have registered and you're accepted. You will be invited to join the WhatsApp group, and then we'll share with you all the information that you need to get before the departure. And so, all right, on the first day, June the 21st, we'll have the technical and pre-departure briefing for all of you, for all the participants. So everything you need to know about, going to a Southeast Asian country, to go to Cambodia in particular. So what about the passport? What about the visa? What about the luggage and everything? But of course, before that, we'll give you all the information online on the WhatsApp group, so you can prepare all of that stuff, far in advance before the departure date. And but it will be, giving you more information about the dons and the dos and the do's and don'ts, like what you can do while you are in Cambodia, what you cannot do in Cambodia or during the trip, and things like that. And then we'll give you the public diplomacy briefing and the sort of, foreign affairs briefing and knowledge, information, and things like that. And at the moment, we are still working to have a very close partnership, not only for this batch, but also for the next batches, with the relevant ministry offices and also institutions that are covering this kind of program. So it's gonna be really interesting for you to join this program. So you will meet a lot of people, a lot of hiring officials and stuff, and students, of course, from different parts of Indonesia. So you'll be able to make new friends while you'll be in Cambodia during the program. All right, and the second day, on Saturday, June the 22nd, it will be the International Departure Day. So from Jakarta, we'll be flying to Phnom Penh, either via Kuala Lumpur or Singapore. We're finding the best flight routes for all of you to fly to, from Jakarta to Phnom Penh. And then from there, upon arrival in Phnom Penh, we'll go to the hotel in the city center. So for all of you who are curious or curious to know, whether you will have a roommate. Yes, you will have a roommate throughout the program. So each of you will have one roommate, so 2 people in one hotel room throughout the program. So you don't have to worry about being alone or stuff. So you will have a roommate, of the same gender. So a male student with another male student, and then a female student with another female student. So the 2 of you will be paired as roommates throughout the program. So you will stay in the same room throughout the program in Cambodia. So you'll be able to sort of share your knowledge and things like that. All right. And we'll have dinner at a nearby restaurant. And then, so you will get to know and taste the Cambodian food, the Cambodian cuisine. So, and it's like the food tourism for you, and you will learn about the similarities and differences between Indonesian food and Cambodian food. But of course, for the for us, it will be quite a shocking experience, or when you get there, you will find out for the Muslim students, you will find there are so many foods that are made of pork and stuff like that. But of course, we'll find the best restaurant for all of us that it will be halal. It will be good for you to eat. So you don't have to worry about that. All right. So after that, there'll be that's the end of the program on Saturday, June the 22nd, and then you will go back to your room, and then you will get some rest to get ready for the city orientation the next day. And on the next day, Sunday, June the 23rd, you will have Phnom Penh city tour, and we'll start at 6 o'clock in the morning with the morning call. So you will get up and then you will get ready, and then we'll have breakfast in the hotel's restaurant. And then in the morning, the first activity will visit the National Museum of Cambodia. So there you will learn about the culture, the history of Cambodia, and then of course you will draw the lines, sort of knowledge, and then to compare that with the Indonesian cultures and histories. And we'll have a lunch break, and then this lunch break is rather special because it's gonna be at a Indonesian restaurant. So this restaurant is owned by an Indonesian person, a business person in Phnom Penh, the capital city of Cambodia. And then you will be able to talk with them, about the history or the stories behind them, running this Indonesian restaurant business in Phnom Penh, and how are the challenges, running an Indonesian restaurant in Cambodia. So that's about it. And then after lunchtime, we'll have the second activity to visit the Royal Palace of Cambodia. So there you will be able to learn about the Kingdom of Cambodia, about their palace, about the history of the kingdom and things like that, and how they are actually connected with some of the kingdoms in Indonesia, historically speaking. And in the evening, we'll have a free time, and we'll be able to, we'll still be with you. We'll walk around the Royal Palace Park, just across the Royal Palace, and then there we'll create contents. All right, so you will take photos, you create videos, and then we'll interview you, and then we'll interview the students, and then we'll do the Instagram live. So it will be like like live reporting from you in Cambodia, so your friends, your family, your parents can see that my son, my daughter, they're now in Cambodia, in Phnom Penh, and then they are doing this and that, so it's gonna be a really interesting experience for you when you're joining this program. And after that, we're going to have dinner at a local restaurant, and we'll go to a local mall, and then so you get to see and experience the difference between Indonesian mall and Cambodian mall. Maybe they are different, but maybe they are the same. So you can find out when you're joining this program. So and that's about it. And then we'll go back to the hotel, and then we'll have a meeting, an ice-breaking meeting for you to get to know each other, and then share your experiences and stories and perspectives or personal findings when you're going around the city, visiting the National Museum, visiting the Royal Palace, and then you will share that with your friends in the program. And each one of you will get the opportunities to, share, to speak up, and then, share your stories. And then you will go back to your room and get some rest. And then the next day, on Monday, June the 24th, it will be the important day. It's a big day, the first day of the program. So you will visit the an international school in Phnom Penh, in the capital city, and then you will meet the students there, and then you will see how the students are learning, how the classes are actually conducted, and you'll be able to interact with the students and the teachers, and you can have question and answer sessions as well, like what kind of curriculums, what kind of subjects they are teaching at the school, and how are the students coping with the challenges, learning or studying at that international school. So and you will not be able to you won't have any problems communicating with them, because it is an international school, so students will be able to speak in English with you, so it will be easier for you to interact and to have two-way communication. And then lunch break at a local restaurant again. So the food tourism is an element of the equation of this program that we will not forget, because food tourism, the experience, is part of the is part of the values that you will get in this program, that you will be able to tell the stories, that you will be able to share with your friends, with your families, your classmates when you get back home, that I've tried this traditional food of Cambodia, and then apparently it looks like, I don't know, maybe something like gado-gado or something like, chicken porridge or things like that. You will find quite similar cuisine in Cambodia and Indonesia, and you will be able to tell that stories to your friends and classmates. All right, and then in the afternoon we'll visit the plan is to visit the Ministry of Tourism in Cambodia to, of course, highlight the topic of this program, which is the sustainable tourism. So you'll be able to communicate with them, to have dialogues with them about sustainable tourism in Cambodia and how the two countries, Indonesia and Cambodia, build the sort of partnership in the tourism and the travel and tourism industry, that sector, like how the young people, you as the students, as a future generation, can get involved in building, developing the future partnership between Indonesia and Cambodia to sort of expand the tourism partnership in the region. And then in the evening we'll have another evening walk at the National Olympic Stadium. And here, if you feel like, doing some evening exercise, don't forget to bring your running shoes, your sneakers. So we'll give you some free time to exercise, to run and, jog in the city. So the National Olympic Stadium will have the place for you to do that. And there we'll create contents, photos and videos, and we'll interview some of the students, and we'll go live on Instagram, just like this, but from Cambodia. So, and then in the evening, we'll have another, we'll have dinner at another local restaurant near the hotel. So, after that, you'll be able to see different. So we'll schedule the program to go to different restaurants, so you will get to see different places, different restaurants, taste different food and cuisines in Cambodia. So you'll be able to tell more stories. You will have more experiences about the Cambodian food tourism and things like that. And then at the end of the day, we'll have the sharing and discussion session. Again, you will have the opportunities to share your daily stories and experiences with your friends, and then share your personal views and perspectives on the programs that day. And then you'll go back to your room and then get some rest. And the next day, Tuesday, June the 25th, we'll still be in Phnom Penh. We'll have, again, the morning call will always be at 6 o'clock. But you can always wake up before that, 5 o'clock. For the Muslim students, you can always wake up before that to offer the morning prayers. And then at 7 o'clock, we'll have breakfast in the hotel's restaurant. And then we'll leave for the programs that day. So the first program on Tuesday, we'll visit the Indonesian Foreign Mission in Phnom Penh, and then you will be able to sort of engage in very dynamic and interesting discussion and dialogues with the Indonesian staff and Indonesian people in Phnom Penh, to see their experiences, to see probably the difficulties and challenges they are facing, when they are, living in Cambodia, or, what are probably the perks of living in Cambodia, what are the benefits or what are the advantages, things like that. And then is it easy to communicate with people in Cambodia, or is it easy to build some kind of connection and network, So what month? It will be in June 2024, from the 21st of June until the 30th of June. So it will be a 10-day program, 10 days and 9 nights in Cambodia, and we'll be visiting 2 cities, the capital city of Phnom Penh and the second city, Siem Reap, where you will be able to see the Angkor Wat temple, one of the largest temples in the world. All right, and then after that we'll have lunch break, and then we'll have lunch at a local restaurant in the city, and then in the afternoon we'll go visit the Phnom Penh, a media company in Phnom Penh, and you will see from them how the media plays, their roles in promoting tourism in Cambodia. So you'll be able to ask questions, like. Is it like in Indonesia, where you will find a lot of media outlets and companies that are helping to promote, the tourism in Indonesia, and then, promote them not only, to the Indonesian people, but also to people in other countries as well. And in the evening, this is probably one of the highlights of the program. The evening session will go on the Mekong River sunset cruise. So, Mekong River is one of the longest rivers in the world. So you'll be able to see that, firsthand. And we'll take the cruise, the boat, through the Mekong River. And then we'll see the sunset, and then we'll have dinner on board, and then we'll create contents as well. We'll create photos and videos on the boat, the cruise, and then we'll do some interviews as well, and then we'll go live like this on the boat as we are watching the sunset in the Mekong River, and while we're having the dinner on board. So it's gonna be really interesting, And then after the Mekong River sunset cruise, we'll go back to the hotel. And then at the end of the day, as always, we'll have the end of day sharing and discussion session for you to share your stories and personal findings and views about the activities of the day. All right. And then you'll go back to the room and then get some rest. And then the next day on Wednesday, again, the morning call will be at 6 o'clock, and then you will have breakfast in the hotel's restaurant. And then the first activity of the day will visit the Chung Ek Genocidal Center, a museum. So for those of you who are wondering, with, current world affairs currently happening, like there has been genocide that happened in Cambodia as well, historically speaking. So we'll be going to the the Chung Ek Genocidal Center, or the Genocide Museum in Phnom Penh, and then you will learn more about what happened in the past, what happened in Cambodia during that time, and we'll learn more about that, and it will help us build some critical thinking in that sense. And then we'll have lunch break at a local restaurant again, and then the afternoon session will visit the Chung Ko ecotourism village. There we'll spend pretty much the whole afternoon, and then we'll learn and interact with the locals, with the people who live in the village, creating handicrafts, and then welcoming people coming from different parts of the world, and to learn more about the ecotourism activities and programs. And we'll take the boat, of course, and then in that village we'll create contents, photos and videos for you to post on your Instagram, on your TikTok, on your website, Facebook, YouTube, so you're free to do that, to create contents for your social media platforms. And then we'll do some interview for you, and then we'll go live like this from the village, so you can say hi to your friends, say hi to your family back home, and to tell stories live, from the ecotourism village itself. And then after that, we'll go back to the hotel, and then we'll have dinner at a local restaurant just nearby the hotel. And then after that, we'll have, again, end of day sharing and discussion session for you to share and talk about, your experiences of the day. And then you'll get some rest, you go back to your room and then get some rest around 10 o'clock in the evening. All right. And then, and then that night you'll be packing, because the next day we are going to Siem Reap by bus. And as always, at 6 o'clock on Thursday, June the 27th, we'll have morning call at 6 o'clock. And then we'll have breakfast in the hotel's restaurant, and then we're going to the daily programs. And then the last visit in Phnom Penh will be a visit to the Russian market or the 12 Tompong market. So you will see, you know, how the traditional market in Cambodia looks like, or what they are actually selling, you know, in the market. And then you will see the differences and the similarities between the traditional market in Cambodia and the traditional market in Indonesia. And then you will take pictures and videos. We'll create contents in the market, and then we'll interview you in the market as well. And then we'll go live from the market, you know, and then you can tell stories live, you know, on Instagram, just like this. And then share your stories and experiences with your friends and families back home. And then we'll check out and we'll pack out some lunch to go from a local restaurant, and then we'll take the bus from Phnom Penh to Siem Reap, which is about 5 hours. And it's gonna be a very interesting bus ride from Phnom Penh to Siem Reap, because we'll drive through a lot of countrysides in Cambodia, and so you can tell the differences between the countrysides in Indonesia and countrysides in Cambodia. And we'll make some stops along the way for the toilet breaks and stuff like that. All right, and you'll be able to get some rest as well on the way. And we'll arrive in Siem Reap around 6:30 or 7 o'clock. In the evening, and then we'll check in at a hotel in Siem Reap in the city center, and then after that we'll have dinner at a local restaurant just near the hotel. And you will see the differences between, you know, the traditional Cambodian food in Phnom Penh and in Siem Reap. And then at the end of the day, we'll have the end of day sharing and discussion session as always, before you return to your room and get some rest. And because the next day we'll have like 1 day program at Angkor Wat Temple. All right, the next day, Friday the 28th, we'll have 1 day trip in Angkor Wat, the temple. You know, the beautiful, the famous temple that you see on the internet, on Instagram, on TikTok. Now you'll be able to see it yourself, you know. That will be in June, from you know, the 21st to the 30th of June, in 2 months. All right, okay. And then there you'll spend the whole day, and then we'll create contents, photos and videos, and we'll do some interviews, and we'll go live as well. And then we'll have lunch at a local restaurant, and then in the evening we're going to watch the traditional dance performance just near the hotel at a local dance theater. So you will see, you know, the traditional dance of Cambodia, and then you will see the differences and similarities between the Indonesian and Cambodian dance performances, you know. And then we'll return to the hotel and get some rest. And then the next day, this will be the last day probably in Cambodia, and you'll have the final activity, which is presentation and sharing session. So you will collect all the information, stories, photos, and videos that you got, you know, throughout the program, and then you present that in the classroom with your friends, with other student diplomat participants, and we'll create contents, photos, and videos again, students interviews, and then we'll go live on Instagram as well. And then after that, we're going to have lunch at a nearby restaurant, and then we'll check out and then go to the airport, and we'll fly back to Jakarta. And that's about it, the program of Student Diplomat in Cambodia from the 21st until the 30th of June this year. So if you like to apply, just go directly to studentdiplomat.seasia.co. All right, so just make sure you register and then ask question. All right, I think that's about it for now. I'll see you again, and have a good evening. Bye-bye.